We live, we live. Now, Casamigos, my pretty white toes, my natural wrist froze, my neck and wrist froze. Yeah, work. Wait, what it do? What it do, Courtney? I see your request. I'll let some people get in here first. I'll let them know we live, give you a little small introduction, and bring you on. What it do, y'all? Welcome. What it do, Boombastic? How are you? How are you? Welcome to Bullshit with Bigfine Live. How y'all doing? Okay, let's see. Yeah, we live, we live. Okay, thank you. Y'all welcome. Y'all know this live don't come with no gimmicks. Number bullshit would be fine. Can y'all hear me good? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Thank you so much, Roblox. How you doing tonight? Y'all, we got the guest of honor, Courtney, in the building. Okay, okay. My screen darkened some. Okay, y'all. So I just want to know how I'm sounding. One, how the live looking. Two, we got bad weather coming into Memphis tonight, so I'm not really sure if it's messing with my connection in any type of way. But y'all just let me know how I'm sounding, what it's looking like on y'all end. I like junk food. Okay, y'all, is everything okay with the live? Yeah, I can. How my connection going, guys? I can feel like what you say. How you doing, Misfit? Let me know how I'm looking and how I'm sounding. I'm good on your end. Okay. I was wondering, nobody was saying nothing. Am I getting like a lag or what? I'm good. I'm good. Okay, y'all. Okay. Well, y'all, welcome to Bullshit with Big Fine. Y'all know this live don't come with no gimmicks. Nothing but bullshit with Big Fine. And tonight we have like a special live. We have Miss Courtney joining the live tonight. Everything good on your end? Period. Okay, so we got Courtney joining the live tonight. I'm gonna tell y'all what I know about Courtney. Um, Me and Courtney became acquainted a few years ago. In like a really dark spot in my life, and she gave me a lot of outlook that helped me at that time. And we've been acquainted since then. How you doing, Pooh Bay? Welcome. We've been acquainted since then. She has a great personality. She is a spiritual and wellness, mental wellness coach. And we're gonna do like a little Q&A tonight, around us getting to know her as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and get her up. How you doing, CMG? Welcome. Okay, I got Misfit and I got Poop in here. Hi, Courtney.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm
Welcome.
good. How are you?
I'm good. I got my coffee. Okay, and
I got my coffee too.
it says coffee in one hand, confidence in the other.
I
I
love
bought
it.
this today. I felt like it was very fitting. Yeah. The only thing is I done already had to refill my cup because the coffee was so good. And I'm just thinking in my head, like, girl, it is 10 o'clock at night and you get full of coffee.
You finna be hyper, girl. Finna be up all night. You gonna be
Oh,
out. You gonna be
yeah.
on the live when the live is over with.
We in there. Thank you so much, Pooh Bay. So,
You do
Courtney.
look good with this purple, baby. Let's
Oh,
talk
okay. So
about it. Let's
listen,
talk about it.
the purple. Okay. Purple signifies calmness,
Mm-hmm.
um, and like euphoria
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. And so, given that this was gonna be our um kind of New Year check in, where your mind at, where you at, I just thought that I would do purple.
I love it. You look so freaking pretty. I love
Thank
it
you
so
so much.
much.
I appreciate
And you
you.
know I'm a girl that loves colored hair, honey. I was thinking today, like I'm about to bring my pink back
Oh,
out.
you don't have to. Now you got to. You got to bring it out. It's okay. I had green hair a couple of weeks ago. I was not feeling it at all. I was not feeling the green hair, and I thought maybe I just was done with the colors. But purple, royalty.
Yes.
Okay, we can. It's gone. The color of lean.
You so funny. I'm cracking. I'm cracking
Well,
up.
we always start the live with a toast, a
Okay.
big fine toast.
Okay.
Now, you and I decided that we were doing. Are you drinking
I got
coffee?
coffee in my cup.
We doing coffee
Hmm.
tonight, okay? Um. So again, friend, pink is my color. I love pink too, y'all. I got something for you next month, okay? But so we're gonna go ahead and do our big fine toast. So to start off the live, we're gonna go one for the money,
Period.
two for the show,
Okay.
three to get ready. Y'all know what's going on. Fuck it, let's go.
Cheers.
Oh, wait a minute. My coffee is vanilla bourbon Jim Beam.
You got some good stuff in your coffee.
It's really good. I did have me a little bit of Jim Beam. just a just a little bit. Um, just to turn me up. Just a little, but not a lot because I worked out today.
Go ahead.
I worked out today and I'm gonna tell you how they came about. So I, I really it's funny. I feel like I decided to do a Q&A with you or to have a kind of thing like that be prior to me actually even knowing I was gonna need it this week.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, mentally, I just been feeling kind of I don't know. Last Thursday, my live gets canceled like a few hours before the
Oh
live.
wow.
Okay, so I came on still. I went rogue. It was a decent live, you know what I'm saying? But it almost kind of I don't I want to say kind of threw me off my my I don't know, my spree a little bit because just it just kind of threw me off a little. And just leading up to this week, knowing about the weather, the kids going back to school, having to get up in the morning and get out there and start the car up, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just been kind of like up until today, my energy level was kind of low.
Mm-hmm.
And even today, I was sitting here and I was like, I need to do my hair. I need to do my hair. We going live tonight. This is the night. This is my night. And I couldn't really get myself up the way I needed to. So I sat here and I was like, you know what? I'm finna work out.
Mm-hmm.
And I only did a 10-minute workout. Okay. I put my sweatshirt on, this little shirt that make you sweat. I did the 10-minute workout the best I could. And when it was all said and done, I had sweated and I just felt so much better.
Yeah.
I was able to go ahead and do my hair and move forward with my day better. So it was like it kind of gave me like a little clarity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but here we are. I'm feeling good with a new sledge. Welcome. All right, so Courtney,
So,
we're gonna start this off. We're gonna start the live off, and this is kind of what I'm thinking. We can, as you know, I do have some questions that I'm gonna ask
mm-hmm.
you, but I do believe the live has a question filter feature at the bottom. So when we do open up for questions, 10 minutes better than enough.
Mm-hmm.
Period. You know what's going
Mm-hmm.
on, cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome. Um, when we do start the Q&A, we'll use that to get the questions and pin them. And just do it like that.
Okay.
Okay, so Courtney,
What's up?
who is Courtney? Like, who are you? Let's let us know.
I
Let's
love
get to know you.
that. I love that question. You know, there was one point in time when I was doing podcasts and interviews, and I would answer and say that Courtney is the essence of who I am is love. You know, I'm a woman who gives in love, receives in love. I'm learning to learn to things that feel chaotic in and with love. And I'm learning now as years have gone on since me saying that, that even because I know we're going to talk about crashing out, that even when I'm snappy or even when I'm having to set a really, really strict boundary, that it is love for myself. And so, you know, I'm a woman that just the essence of who I am is just love. Like, you know, I'm a aunt. I love them kids from the depths of my soul. I am also a social worker. I've been a social worker for 12 years. And so I have a background in parent education, criminal justice, organization and leadership, and also mental health. And so for about 4 to 5 years of my career, I have spent as a therapist. And now I'm working for myself full time as a spiritual and mental wellness coach and consultant. But I'm a writer, an empowerment speaker, and a published author. So that is who I am. But if you ask me, who is Courtney? I'm the essence of who I am is love. The foundation of who I am is love. Everything that I do is with love. God's love for sure.
Okay, period. I love it.
Period. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay,
Period.
period. I love that. Okay, love. That's a good way to like kind of just
And
put
this is my favorite coffee cup too.
that's
I done had it for years.
so cute. Okay. Um, okay, so Courtney is love. Courtney is
Mm-hmm.
a social worker. You
Mm-hmm.
are basically you just I'm gonna tell you what I like a lot about you. You can talk. And I don't mean like, oh, she talk a lot. But
Period,
more
sis.
so like you are like the way you explained it was so eloquent.
Thank you.
Eloquent. That was very eloquent to explain it like that. If somebody asks me who am I don't know if I would be able to say it. And it's crazy because this is the first time I just thought like, what if I was on the other side?
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
have done a couple of podcasts, or interviews, But I'm not sure if that's ever been the question. Like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm a mom,
Mm-hmm.
first and foremost. I'm a daughter. Um, I think I am a comedian. Not because I get on stage, but because I bring like that energy to people without even trying. I am very loving. I love people, my family, my friends. Um, I am Bigfine Jones. that really boom. I'm
There
Bigfine
you
Jones.
go.
There you go.
Period.
I'm sexy. I'm funny.
Mm-hmm.
I'm smart. I'm adventurous.
Mm-hmm.
I am confident.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also hidden
I like that.
a little
Mm-hmm.
in some ways. I think sometimes I've been scared to just pop out and show niggas because niggas get sometimes. Me and my best friend kind of experience this thing where we'll go places
Mm-hmm.
and we'll walk in somewhere and just walking in is us and we can just feel the energy in the room shift. And it's like, what happened when we walked in? Like, what is this energy? And that energy can sometimes make you want to hide yourself a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but boom, welcome to bullshit with Big Fine because we're no longer
Yeah.
hiding. And
Can I
just
say
made me
something?
think.
It took me a minute to get there though. Like I think in society we are groomed and taught to be our titles. You know what I mean? You're supposed to you're born, okay, and then your mama and daddy change your diapers until you're able to walk, and then you start to be independent and you go to school and all that kind of stuff. Um, and so, like, what I'll say is, we are introduced by what we do. You know what I mean? What do you do? What do you serve? How many degrees do you have? All that kind of stuff. But like all that stuff could be lost today. Like what we're learning right now from the fires in Los Angeles is how quickly things can change. People went home and then seconds later they lost their home within like minutes, like complete ashes and stuff. And so you have to really dig deep and get to know who you are and the essence of who you are without a title, without what you do for other people. So it took me going through some things in my own life and in my own journey to stop introducing myself as, oh, I'm a social worker and this and the third. My career can change at any moment. Many of you know, like my career is changing right now. I'm starting to do what I love more. People, I love writing, I love music, I love speaking, and that's what I want to do. I want to travel the world writing and speaking. And so I'm finding myself segueing out of social work into what I've really been dreaming of doing for majority of my life, or when I started to go to college, right? And so our titles can change, but the essence of who you are cannot. And so it takes some time, to really figure out who you are when the world wants to tell you who you are. And I mean, now, like Cardi B said it the other day, the world hates women who really really love themselves, right?
Oh,
So don't get it twisted now. Just because I'm on here saying the essence of who I am is love, and someone is pissed off about it, who she thinks she is. She thinks she all that, she
oh,
arrogant,
yeah.
whatever. But baby, I'll be all that. I'll be all of those things because you don't know what I fought to get here to this point of like loving myself endlessly. And so,
Oh,
hell yeah, the essence of who I am is love, and I don't give a damn what nobody got to say about it.
okay, period. No, I agree. That is so. I'm glad you said all that because, boom, I'm a Pisces.
Excuse me.
I have a lot on my mind. Now I have my notes, but what I was thinking about earlier, you said that. So let's just take it back to you. You saying things can change, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we just had a new year.
Mm-hmm.
People feel like when January the 1st comes, you can just change. And you cannot.
You can't. It don't work like that.
The year might be changing, but in my opinion, that's not when your year changes. Sometimes you just kind of look. The titles can change, but the essence of who you are cannot. Period. Yes, ma'am. So, bam. The new year came. People like, oh, on the first day, I'm done with me. I'm done with this. I'm going back to school. I'm going to the gym. But the reality is, you can put that burden on yourself to change when the clock changes. But
Mm-hmm.
that's not your year.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, when the new year came, I lived somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
It hadn't even dawned on me that I was not in the same place I was this January, last January, because I've been on a different clock. January the 1st came, and on the first day, I couldn't, it was just like it felt like December 32nd to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just didn't, like, nothing really changed until, like, boom, today.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
decided these
Mm-hmm.
are things that I want to do in my new year,
Mm-hmm.
not at the start of the new year, because that's not my new year. I ain't my birthday not until March. To me, it's from March 14th to March 14th. That's a year. That's
Mm-hmm.
my calendar. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so today was the first day I did my workout, and there's a lot of things that I want to do within this year, but I feel like it's so burdensome to put it on yourself to change on day one of a new year, because, like you said, things you could just lose things and they can change, and you put this on yourself for
Yeah.
what? It's really like when timing is
Mm-hmm.
right, because there's things we can control, and those are things that we can't, and they're both going to happen. The things we can control and the things we can't control are both going to happen. These people couldn't control their forest fire. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? The only thing they can control now is how they move, and they have to live in both
Mm-hmm.
what they can control and what they cannot control.
Right.
Shout out to them, because that's so sad. Like, I don't even
Mm-hmm.
understand, like,
Mm-hmm.
the concept. And down here in the South, I mean, we get bad snow. We get we might get a bad rainstorm, and it might change things every once in a while. But wow, that's.
Yeah.
But
It's devastating.
you said that January the 10th is National Quit Your New Year's Resolutions Day.
Yeah, so I saw that online this year somewhere that January 10th is National Quitters Day. And so by January 10th, which was that yesterday? I don't even know what today is. It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah, I've been sick since the new year, okay? I have been in the house. I don't even know what today is.
Thank you for that
Um
follow.
so yeah, what they say is by this second Friday, everybody's done with their New Year's resolutions and their goals. And so I think that's where I'm not the biggest fan of New Year resolution. I think one thing is the difference between a new year and the year before is a day. So that's the only thing that's different. Is literally woke up, the sun went down, came up, it's a whole nother day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so change does take time. And I think what happens is that because January 1st gets here, we start putting a lot of pressure. I don't know what that's about. We start putting
I
a
know.
lot of pressure on ourselves to perform, and we start putting a lot of pressure on ourselves to get it done, that we are being too hard on ourselves. So one of the things that I like to do with my coaching clients, and I also deal with my therapy clients too, but therapy is more long term, and
Mhm.
so we have more a time to address goals and to unpack your trauma around all that kind of stuff. With coaching, it's what's your goal, and let's get to it, right? But something that I do with each of my coaching clients is I make them look at a stages of change wheel. and to see what stages of change you are with this actual goal. You may have an idea like, okay, I know I need to change this habit. I know I need to change this behavior, but I may not be ready to yet. So if you're not ready, then we're not even going to attack that goal, because now we're just dancing in a circle, right?
Right.
You got to get to a level of readiness. And so I like how you say, that you started today, and that's good. Whenever you start is when you start. But I think having an awareness that you have a goal is a really, really good thing. And knowing that you're ready to attack that goal or achieve that goal or work towards making changes towards that goal is another really, really good thing. But we put so much pressure on ourselves to perform that we count ourselves out before we even get started good. You know what I mean? It's just like it's like we'll be calling ourselves trying to join the Olympics, child, with these New Year's resolutions, and we ain't did no training for the
No,
Olympics at all.
no
And so
training.
now now you in the Olympics, and you're like you're you're quitting before you even get in there good because you wasn't ready yet. And so I think it's okay to have goals and take your time in getting and achieving those goals, but we be rushing ourselves and we be really unkind to ourselves. And I think the other thing is, a lot of these goals should help us get to lifestyle changes. So like with me, one of my goals for this year is to start running. But all last year, well, not all last year, towards the end of last year, I've been walking for a really, really long time. I love to go for a walk. So 2 mile walks was always my thing. I get 2 miles, I'm good. 30 minutes, I'm
A
good.
day.
Well, yes. In September, one of my friends, two of my friends actually in September, started a challenge. One was for a birthday and one was just a wellness challenge. I joined both of those challenges. But my friend, for her birthday challenge, was to get 10K steps. And I was like, well, I already walked 2 miles. I wonder if I can go ahead. That's 10K is 5 miles. I wonder if I can go ahead and do it. Boom, starting September, I start hitting 4 to 5 miles, right? So we going into a new year, I'm already halfway in my running mark because I'm busting down 5 miles on my own. But I started that in September. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to go into January and just start running. No, I want to take my time. I have an end goal in mind, knowing that probably by the end of 2025, I want to be picking up my pace and running. But no, I know that I need to study some more things. What type of shoes do I need? How far can I run? Because I don't know if I can run 5 miles. I can walk 5 miles. I don't know if I can run 5 miles. And then when they're running for 17 minutes. So I got all this studying and prepping and learning to do, and I'm giving myself grace to do that. But what we'll do is we'll say, man, I want to start running for 2025, and then you'll pick up and just start running, and now you in the hospital because your body's not ready for that. So like, go slower on your goals. It's good to have goals. It's good to have goals, but like, don't be so hard on yourself trying to achieve them. So because by tomorrow, y'all quitting, y'all done.
We
And you
don't.
2 weeks in the New Year's.
Okay, cousin said, I'm sorry, that's my cousin. I'm like, cousin said, I didn't make my goals list for 2025 yet. I don't know where to start. Do you gotta make a list?
You can do what you want. You can make a list. You can, one thing I want y'all to stop doing, though, let me not say I want y'all to stop doing. You are allowed to do whatever you want to do. But I highly suggest vision boards every year. Please stop that.
No
Please
vision
stop doing vision boards.
board?
Stop doing vision boards every year. If you ain't done nothing on your vision board last year, why are you making a new one this year? Go back to that
What
vision
if you
board.
never made one though?
Would make one.
See,
But
that's the thing. I don't know. For me, vision, like, I don't. I what the heck? Okay, what is the okay? What I made one already and ain't did a thing. Okay, all right. Well, back
don't make
to
another one until you start doing stuff that's on your vision board. You know,
okay. So maybe not a vision board party, but maybe organizing to get together to do something where we can do kind of like this, discuss
mm-hmm.
things that we would like to do. Because for me, it's like kind of things that I have in my head that I know I'm not good with lists. I'm not good with nothing. I am very I'm very kind of like spontaneous on the things that like I know I need to do, but like again, it's like I just feel like I hit those days was like start, like do it. Like today was that day. Like what I need to do. Start slow, 10 minutes. I'm gonna do my 10 minutes again tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna do them again the next day because it's only 10 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and that 10 minutes was even hard, but after it, 10 minutes of that gave me clarity to do some of my other
Mm-hmm.
goals.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of bullshit with Big Fine, I love to wig influence. This is one of the wigs that
Mm-hmm.
I'm a TikTok shop wig, but I love to make videos and just show how you can take that wig that you didn't think you could put on and put it on and make it look like this. That's something that I love to do. But when I'm not feeling good, when I'm feeling down, it's hard to do it. But today, just taking one different step made it easier for me to execute what I love to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, um,
This is
what
what
I
I
was
would
just
say.
talking about.
This is what I would say. I feel like when you are setting goals, break it down into categories. You can do mind mapping. I really love mind mapping. Um, it's one of my favorite things to do. And so with mind mapping, you may put in a circle career, right? And then from career, you may put like in 5 years, I want to be on the best selling off the list. And then down here, you may want to say, I want to make 10K in speaking engagements. So you're mapping it, you're making a map. And then from so it's the 10K. So I'm get me a PR. I'm gonna have a manager, so I'm putting, goals like that. If I had a whiteboard, I'll show y'all how to do it because it's really, really cool. I love mind
That
mapping.
would be so great if you had a whiteboard.
Actually,
Um,
I actually have one. I gave it to my nieces. Always, every time my niece walks into my room, she requests something. Like, so she actually took that from me. So I guess I gave it to her. Potato. Anyways, but I would show you because mind mapping. Wait, you know what? Hold on. I have a journal right here.
okay, great. Just give us an
Okay,
example.
so give me we gonna say relationships because that's all y'all talk about on social media.
Yeah, that's all. That's
Uh,
all we talk about.
right here in this circle, I got relationships. Okay, this
Okay.
is this is my main goal. And I'm gonna put healthy relationship. I want a healthy relationship with somebody's son. Okay. Right. So now I'm going to focus on how am I going to get here to this healthy relationship with somebody's son? Well, I'm going to go to therapy. So I'm going to put that right here. Another thing I'm going to do is focus on my own wellness. I'm going to put that right here.
I just had a country circle
I'm going to
tonight
come
where
right
we
here
did
and I'm going to say I'm going
some
to read more books.
a country circle where y'all did some manifesting.
So, okay, so then I have like more goes from here. So this is the things that I can do to help me get a healthy relationship, right? Then from here, so from therapy, I mean say, all right, I'm going to book a consultation, book 3 free consultations with therapists by March. Right. So now I have another set of goals. So you're just creating a mind map of all your different goals and what you want to do. That's one of my favorite things to do. But I would suggest too thinking about the areas that you want to grow. So do you want to grow in your relationships? Do you want to grow in your career? Do you want to grow in your wellness? And then start from there. That's how you start with your list. You know what I mean? And even if you're going to do a vision board, you still need to start with a list. Sometimes we pull out the vision boards. We pull out the scissors and the magazines and all that kind of stuff, and we'll just start posting stuff like, and that's another reason, and we may have a good idea of what we want to achieve, but what's happening that's not helping us achieve it is because we don't have a clear plan to get there. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
I think that even before you even start putting things on your vision board or whatever you're going to do to help you set your goals is to decide where you want to grow first. And then don't put too much pressure on yourself. It's like making a to-do list. Why would you give yourself 30 new goals for the new year and you can barely get out the bed in the morning on time? You know what I mean? So don't make things harder for yourself.
Getting out the bed on time. Getting out the listen. That's where okay. So boom, let's go. So let's go. Last week I was speaking about just how it was like people just seem like they just be crashing out. Last week it was the guy who um went and shot his girlfriend and then took the police on a high speed chase and then shot himself while he was on live. Um,
What was
then it was
this?
another guy that just proposed to his girlfriend on a video and then stabbed her. Not to just be bringing y'all down, but this is just what I consider people crashing out. Like, um, I get it. Like, it's very. Let's see what they say. Hold on. I mind map and use sticky notes on a phone board. I rip them off as I accomplish them. No pictures, just words and goals. Short term, long term, and fun things I want to do.
Yeah.
Okay, Mimi, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And I think too, like, I've seen a TikTok go around where there's young ladies, and I saw it last year too, but like they are putting goals on champagne bottles. And so every time that they complete that, and I love that idea because
Do they break
big or
it?
big or small, when you complete
Oh,
that goal. So say one of my goals is to yeah, I ain't made no goal list for this year. I'm still progressing from last year.
I
And
just
so, I'm
that's what
moving.
I'm saying.
When I feel better and stuff too, I am going to sit down and look at my business goals and stuff. I just been sick. But so I haven't got there yet. So say I wanted to make 5K by the end of next week, and maybe by the end of next week I make that 5K. Then I'm gonna go to my champagne bottle and I'm gonna pop it. So each you'll put a different
Oh,
goal.
okay, that makes
So
sense.
you'll celebrate every time you achieve, and that reward is really really good for your mindset. You know what I'm saying? Helping yourself reward yourself from that. Yeah,
We write down ours in the conjure circle and burn them and put them into the
I like
universe.
that.
Right? Okay. Okay. Um.
That's a good idea too. Putting it on your lock screen.
Okay. Back to what I was saying about the basically my thought process on the crashing out. So I was thinking, I was like, maybe if people were doing more, what to do, Lex? Maybe if people was doing more to take care of themselves, it would
Hmm.
help them get to those levels. The truth is you can't just start complete no goals because everything is connected. Your
Hmm.
mental is
Hmm.
connected to your physical is connected to your emotional. All of this stuff is connected. So it's like you have to start things have to be like kind of inside out
Hmm.
type of I was like, I don't
What's
know, maybe y'all start drinking more water, taking vitamins, working out, going to the gym, I don't know, reading a book, putting something good in your mind, then maybe you wouldn't be on this like crash out so much
hmm
because um there's just you can't just jump into anything. Like you was talking about what you wanting to run.
hmm
Well, what you have been starting is you've been walking
walking.
and you're getting accustomed to that. Like you're leveling, you're taking
Hmm.
steps instead of just trying to jump into just running because the reality is if we just started running, we can't do no damn running. I mean, we can run for our lives. Why are blacks so angry with each other? Not all, but a significant amount.
I don't think that we're angry with each other. I think we're angry with ourselves, and we project it onto each other. Um, but I do think that we would crash out less, and we would have less crash out moments when we are mentally taking care of ourselves. Yes.
Taking care of ourselves.
And so when we are crashing out, that is a sign of a dysregulated nervous system are, us being triggered and we're responding to our triggers. We are human. Things happen. We do get angry at sometimes and we do take stuff too far, but some of us take stuff too far, you know what I mean? And then we can't come back from those things. I think for me, what I learned as a woman, because that's another thing. Like, I don't want people to get caught up in my profession. I'm a woman first. I'm a human being first, before I became all of these things, I am Courtney. And so, something that I had to learn for myself is how I don't like how I feel when I'm crashing out. You know what I'm saying? After I got done, after I done acted the fool, done cussed you out, and did all this stuff, da, 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 now I am anxious. Now I'm overworked. Now I'm overwhelmed. Now I gotta calm me down. And I love myself too damn much to be treating my body like that. So that's why I'm in a space of learning how to regulate my feelings and emotions. And have I had moments? Honey, yeah, 2024 I crashed a couple times. But what I also realized from those moments too is, who am I around? Are you these people that I'm having that responsive to, that's a reactive response to? So now, are you disrespecting my boundaries? Are you dishonoring me? Are you triggering me? So now I'm paying attention to my behavior responses to you. So that's letting me know that I need to moonwalk my ass away from this relationship or these situations that's making me respond like that. But it's taking time to get here. And I think that's another thing too. Like, what we'll do, and I've learned this from providing therapy and just working with people in general, is we are so hard on ourselves. After the first week of therapy, if I ain't got it right, then it ain't gonna change. And then boom, I'm going back to the way how things were. But if you have spent a
I give
lifetime,
up. I give
yeah,
up on things a
right.
lot because I don't. I I have started stuff and been going through it and not felt like I was actually seeing the change or feeling the change. And then I might stop, and then months down the line, I look back on pictures, I look back at experiences, and I realize you were changing at that
Mm-hmm.
time. You look different then. When you didn't think you were and you gave up on it, it was actually working. But because I didn't see the immediate,
Mm-hmm.
I gave up. And then
Because
we get to this point where we're starting over
we're
again.
putting so much pressure on ourselves. And those of us who have been through a lot of trauma tend to do that. We are trying, because we blame ourselves for the experiences that we went through. And so when we are not getting it right, now we're shaming ourselves again. Now we're guilt tripping ourselves again, or we are blaming ourselves for every setback that we go through in life. And that's just not how things work. We are, some things we have control over, and then the other things that we don't have control over. And I think when we're thinking about goal setting, and I think when we're thinking about changing our behavior so that we can become more mindful, so that we can stop crashing out, what we also have to do is give ourselves time for the change. I'll be 35 this year. If
I'll be
I have went
35.
through majority of my life experiencing trauma, it's not going to go away in 2 to 3 years, 2 to 3 months, in a week. So we need to give ourselves time. And so I feel like, if you work on one goal this year, congratulations, but stop trying to overload yourself with 30 and 50, and then you're not achieving them because you can't. It's unrealistic. Make goals that you can actually achieve. You know what I mean? Make if you know that you can cook 3 meals a week, then start there. But if you know that you can't cook 5 meals a week, then stop setting a goal that, oh, I'm gonna cook 5 meals. No, start with your three. Then when you get that down pat, then move to your five.
At least start with one. Like, I said that, I was like, you know what? I've gotten away from cooking dinner the way I would. Just over the time, not being as happy, not being as mentally clear as I should. And I'm gonna tell you this, like I said, last week kind of was like a I'm not gonna say an ego blow, because I went live and we still had a good live and everything, but this this platform that I'm creating
Oh,
has
I forgot I had this on. I'm
been.
sorry. My It says healing is a journey. So this is one of my friends' hoodie, and I wore it for the podcast tonight just to remind us that healing takes time. So your change takes time. It's a journey. It's not a sprint, my love.
Period. And I'm glad we like kind of talked about this. I'm glad everything, like I said, I decided I wanted to do this live, and I was thinking of ways that we could do this to where we could kind of like talk to, just give some guidance or whatever can help people feel, like I said, less crash outable
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. But um, before I knew I was going to need this
Mm-hmm.
tonight, I was already like planning for it. So thank you so much for coming to the live tonight. I say that. But earlier, like I said, I was thinking how, like I said, the year does not, we're all on different journeys. And just because the year turns from 24 to 25, it does not all change for us like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, if you could just change one thing or do one thing at a time, that's where it starts.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's where I met. Like, I'm starting to understand that a little bit. You have to like go ahead and just focus on one thing, and the main thing is ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's the reality is it's not really like a goal to do certain things. If you just think about it, it's all, and if it's something that you want to do, then it's just all about just taking care of yourself. That's what I feel like. If you take care of yourself, put yourself in a position where you could hit your goals, where you could
Mm-hmm.
feel good, because again, there's gonna be things we can control and
Mm-hmm.
things we can't control, and we gotta live in both. Like, we gotta exist in both paths.
Yeah.
Crashing out.
I I always tell my clients, be patient, give yourself grace, and be kind to yourself. Those are two things. Give yourself grace, be kind to yourself. When I'm working with clients, whether it's in a therapy office, where it's coaching, or if you just if I do spiritual intuitive readings too. So if you come to me for a reading, I'm going to tell you, give yourself grace, be kind to yourself. Like, we need to learn to be loving to ourselves. We are in a world that's searching for everybody to love us,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't love ourselves first. And how you do that is being kind, offering yourself some grace. Like, you don't have the answers to everything. You don't know everything. You don't know what you don't know. One of my favorite writers is Maya Angelou, and one of her quotes that she always says, it's a long quote, but what she pretty much says is that when you know better, you do better. But when you don't know, you don't know. Okay? You don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But once you learn it, okay, now do better. But I feel like we think that we're supposed to know everything. Like, why I didn't know that. Like, it's okay to learn stuff as you grow. It's okay to figure out how to have better relationships in your 30s and in your 40s, as long as you're trying to get there. It's okay to because I think a lot of times too, when it comes to like weight loss or losing weight, a lot of us got to understand our trauma. I had to understand what this weight that I'm carrying anyway, because honestly, truly, I am heavier as an adult than I was growing up.
Me
You know what I mean? And so where does this come from? But we got to learn something for people to look up. Our ACEs, that's something that you can learn about, study about. It's free on the internet. Go get a book. But like, you don't know what you do not know. So stop beating yourself up for those things that you don't know, and allow yourself to learn and to grow and evolve. Like, how when we're grieving, I think a lot of us are experiencing heartbreak that we have never experienced before. And no one tells us how to do grief. No one tells us how to. We'll talk about death our whole entire lives, but no one tells us how to handle it when someone that we love actually dies.
too.
And I think when me and you connected, that's how we connected, is in grief, losing children. And no, I was 23. No one told me how to get through that. My mother, who stood by my side throughout that process had both of her children. She never lost children before. So the 2 times that she was pregnant was the 2 times that she had kids. So here her daughter is having her first pregnancy and having her first child, and I'm losing my child. She can't help me get through that. You know what I mean? I had to figure that thing out on my own. I had to navigate through that. I had to learn that and grow from that. But I had to give myself the opportunity to do it. And it took me years to figure it out.
It
And I feel
takes
like we don't give ourselves enough time. We don't give and we don't want to feel our feelings. We don't want to feel don't nobody want to cry and all that kind of stuff. And those are things that like help us goal set too. You got to realize that you're going to have some really good highs and you're going to have some pivots. So I'm going to quit talking in a minute because listen, with behavior change. So with parent education, I used to work for a program where we would teach the parents the things that we knew to help them with their child's behavior. Okay. And so something that we would tell them is like, when we start this, their behavior is going to change in the beginning. Initially, the first 2 or 3 times, you're going to be like, what? I can't believe they actually listen. And then all of a sudden, day 5, them kids gonna be acting up again, and you're gonna be like, why are they doing it? It's a part of the process. Because by day 5, your kids have now realized, wait a minute, something's different. I'm actually following instructions. So what they about to do is revert back, and they gonna start acting a fool again. But you continue to respond how you've been responding. By day 8, it'll level back out again. And I'm just throwing out numbers and stuff. It's not specifically like that, right? I'm just giving examples. But that's how behavior change works. You'll have highs in it and everything is going well. And then boom, you need to make space for the pivot. You mean for the down part, you know what I mean? For things to fall apart and then to pick back up again. The plateau is what you'll call it. You have to make space for the highs and lows when you're goal setting. And so like I feel like if we just would be kind to ourselves, stop brushing ourselves, stop putting pressure on ourselves, then we could
because
actually
I think this. I think especially maybe like us millennials, a lot of us is in our 30s and our 40s. I feel like this is the first time we've been very aware of where we are in life.
mm-hmm,
Um, I look back on everything, like, I'm like, damn, I didn't live, I didn't did this, I did that, and in those moments, I was just doing it. I didn't see getting down the line and being 2 months away from my 35th
mm-hmm,
birthday. Um, and I think now we're at a point where we're so aware, we feel like we've either lost time or wasted time. And
yeah,
so now we start thinking we have to
mm-hmm,
rush everything. We
mm-hmm,
30s. Some of us might still be unwedded.
mm-hmm.
Um, Still trying to get that house that we like. Still trying to. You know what's the craziest thing? These little young kids can make 1, 2 videos go viral, and they buying houses.
But it's in their generation though. It's how they grew up, right?
It is
You
how
know.
they grew up, and it's like we, again, us millennials. I feel like we got like pushed in a place where the people that's a little older than us, Generation X, they now they're behaving like they're our age, and then these Gen Zs are acting like they're our age, and we just in the middle trying to figure out like how do we grow? Like how do we get to grow up? That the people after us are buying cars and buying homes and knocking out all these goals that when we were younger we thought we would be hitting in our 30s, and it's like 30s is like the 20s on crack with 30-year-old bones or something. I
I
don't
think
know.
what I'm realizing is that a lot of my peers did not reach their most successful heights until they were in their 40s or 50s. You know, my parents got married at 18 and 19 years old. So where I am in my 30s, they were in their 30s now that I think about it. When I look back over, their life, or, watching them and what they were going through, I'm in a really good position. I think that we need to, one, first off, what we really need to do, the Bible even says, is to mind our own business, to worry about, to mind our own affairs and what's going on in our own homes. And I think that we spend so much time scrolling on social media, comparing and contrasting one another, that we can't, what we have to realize is that our own journey is our own journey. So when you meet your goal, or first off, I think the other thing is, because we'll be on social media and we'll be like, oh my God, I want to get married, I want a house. Or do you want it because you see it? Because that's not necessarily a goal that you have to have just because you are alive.
Do I
Maybe you
do
want
I
to be a
want to
nomad.
get married?
Maybe.
I You're asking, do
Well,
I
I was
want
just no, no, no. I was speaking in general,
Oh,
and,
okay.
and talking in people, because what we'll do is we'll get online and we'll start, saying, I want these things, I want these things, but you only want it because that's what you see. Some people don't actually really want that. That's why it's important for you to get to know yourself, so that you can understand your own timeline. Stop comparing it and contrasting it to everybody else and what they got going on. I think that there was something that you said that made me think about New Year's, our birthdays, when we are getting to big pivotal points in our life. Those are good times. So it's a good time now, because it is a new year, for you to be like, okay, going into 2025, I'm not dealing with this, I'm not dealing with that, I'm not but what are you going to do? You know what I mean? And so I did a 91-day fast last year. Everybody loved it. It was really intense, but something that everybody that participated and completed the whole 91 days had to do was change your thinking. It's not about what you're going to stop doing, it's about what you're going to start doing. So when you change your mindset from I can't to I can, then you're likely to achieve your goals too. And like literally on New Year's Eve, people were calling me, still talking about what they did with the 91-day fast and how it helped them achieve their goal, because the way that they changed the way that they think. So, and it changed their approach to achieving their goals. But I think the other thing is that we have to stop worrying about everybody else and what everybody else is doing and how they're doing it, and just take a look at ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do I really want for me? Do I really want children? Do I really want to be married? Do I really want a house? Like, home ownership is a lot.
it
Again, looking at
is.
LA, State Farm canceled so many people's insurance. If you own a home, okay, that burden is now on you. You know what I mean? And so we have to really figure out for ourselves what it is that we want. You know what I mean? And stop looking at social media and stop looking at what everybody else is doing, you know, um, and really just focus down on what it is that you want for yourself. And at what time do you want it for yourself?
Period.
I no longer feel like I'm behind. I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I understand the delays in my life now. I understand why. I am so grateful. My son would have been 11. He would have been 12 this year, because 2025. So it will be 12 years this year. Um, and so it breaks my heart, and wouldn't wish that on an enemy, to be in labor for over 12 hours, and then your son or your child is going to the morgue and you going home. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. You know what I
Mm-mm.
mean? That's pain that you'll never
It's a
ever
thing
ever
you never
fully
really.
understand.
You know what I was thinking about when you said, just to kind of comment on it, because that is something we have in common. My mom had 4 kids,
Hmm.
me being her last. I think my oldest brother was premature, but other than that, she had normal pregnancies by her kids home. Never experienced anything like that. And again, I thought I was gonna have me a baby, and I went in there and I had to go home without my child. And my mom was there for me in my corner, but because she had never experienced it, she didn't really know how to soothe or help me with that pain.
Mhm.
But more so, outside of her, there were people who would say things that would kind of put it in your head of like how you can ease that pain. I remember when my dad came to the hospital, and he didn't mean no harm, but he said, "Well, you can have another baby." And so going forward, I had two pregnancies after I
Mhm.
lost my baby. And both of them, they in there, they bad as hell. They in their
Spirit.
room. But the reality is, having them did not replace that
The one that you
pain.
lost.
It didn't
Yeah.
replace the what ifs.
Mhm.
It didn't, like it didn't. If anything, my grief and avoiding it and not dealing with it how I should have, uh, made me kind of recklessly bring them into this world.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you know what I'm
And,
saying.
yeah, and so for like me, when I think about um 12. He would have been 12 this year. I did have another baby, but I lost that baby in miscarriage as well, right? And so I haven't had a rainbow baby. It's been 12 years. That happened when I was 23 years old. I'll be 35 this year, and I still haven't had a rainbow baby. And I could be like, wow, God, you have forsaken me. You left me behind. But what I realized God has been doing is he's been molding me to answer the prayers that I've actually been praying. You know what I mean? Like, and so when the timing happen is going to be right. You know what I'm saying? I'm have a real good man, and it may happen this year. And I'm gonna have a really good man, and I'm gonna be really stable, and I'm gonna be good mentally, physically, and emotionally to bring children into this world. You know what I mean? I couldn't imagine, the mother I would have been to Caleb then at 23 and who I am right now as a woman, two totally different people.
Mhm.
And so I'm really grateful that God allowed me the opportunity to grow up. I'm really grateful God allowed me the opportunity to heal. I'm really grateful I've had series of heartbreaks afterwards. And I could have done without them, yeah, but because I made it through them, I learned from them, and now it's getting me closer, and it has me more prepared for the things that I've been praying for. And I think when we also again change our thinking for our goals too, we'll have a better different experience with it. So maybe you have a goal, you've been fighting for 15 years to be a millionaire, but on this 15th year it could be the year that it happened, but you had to go through the ups and the downs and the highs and the lows and the pivots and the setbacks. It's all a part of life. But if we don't accomplish that goal, we'll give up, we'll throw in the towel, things are
Mhm.
not going my way, we'll start comparing and contrasting, we'll start doing all these things, and then that doubt starts to consume our mind, and we'll live there. We will live in negativity for year after year after year, and it's easier for us to. That's why so many people do it. It's harder to change.
It's
It's harder to
hard.
grow.
It's real hard. I think that's where the crashing out comes from. You be finding you wearing that purple. Thank you so much, EP. I appreciate that. But okay, I had a
This is
bonus
good.
question for you.
Mhm.
Okay, and you said some things that I gotta pull out my notes. Hold up. Okay. Um, B Simone said that she is no longer I, she no longer wants to associate with people who um look to their horoscope every day, or burn sage, or carry rose quartz and crystals
Mhm.
of that sort.
Mhm.
Um, she's a Christian, which I
Mhm.
mean a lot of people are. Um, but her weird, I don't know if I want to call it weird, but the way she just I got to say this, and I and y'all gonna take it however.
You
When
so
she,
funny.
uh I got to just say this. And this year, I'm not dealing with nobody. So
You
I wanted
do
to know,
that
like,
very
how do
well.
you
Like
feel?
that's
Like,
a good
what is
impersonation.
your, what'd you
I said
say?
that's a good impersonation. You did that. You got that
I
voice down
think
pat.
anybody that get on my nerves a little bit, I can impersonate them.
Yeah.
That's why I said Big Fine Jones is a comedian. I'm something. I don't know. I'm learning. I'm learning to be in the journey. Okay. Girl, she can do everything. I think
Girl,
that
because you did
was
it
the
really well.
first time and see, it has to be like that because I don't know if I've ever just did a B Simone impression. My best friend will know, but I think that was the first time I ever did it. But I was watching the video right before because I wanted to make sure I kind of quoted it as well as I could. But how do you feel about that? Because I believe that a lot of things can be if you're not worshiping. Like okay, I do this. I love to read. Um, my algorithm is full of. I think it's so weird when people think we were created and God didn't put things on this planet for us to cope, communicate with them, and heal. Period. That's how I feel. So my algorithm on Facebook is full of like all these different readers that might be like water signs, Pisces, you
Mhm.
know, it give you like something about today or the little
Mhm.
reading, a little energy, take what resonates
Mhm.
type of thing. And I know that these women don't know me and I'm not crazy, you know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
sometimes it does help me kind of
Mhm.
outside of yes, we can read the Bible and translate into our real lives, but also there are there's other ways to learn yourself as well. You might kind of be going through something and you read it and you like you say, you take well, like I said, you take what resonates and it might bring a calm to you. It might help you, think a little better. And I'm
Mhm.
backstage, I'm on altar right now. Be Simone, take that, LOL. So yes, how do you feel about this?
Yeah. So I saw it and I kept scrolling. I think everybody has the right to their opinion. One thing I'll say is that B Simone hasn't said anything that many Christians say that I see on social media in general. I think a lot of people don't like B Simone, and I think a lot of people don't like B Simone's delivery, and I think that's what caused so much outrage in what B Simone said. Something that I had posted about on my Threads account. I since took the post down, but she's not the only person who has said something like that. That is also a Christian that also has a platform. It's just the delivery of it and how she says it. So because I don't give a damn what people have to say about what I do with my life, I keep scrolling. So it didn't bother me. It didn't impact me. Something I say all the time on social media is that if Jesus was still alive and walking this earth, that a lot of people would not like him. They didn't like Jesus back when he was alive and walking the earth. They called him a demon then. And so I'm not going to go like into like really big details or my thoughts or opinion. Is she right or is she wrong? I think everybody has a right to their opinion. And I think that everybody also has the right to live their life how you want to live your life. And so however you want to grow your relationship with your higher self, however you want to grow your relationship with God, whatever it is that you want to do that. I am a Christian who genuinely loves everybody. I don't judge people for how they choose to talk to God. I don't judge people for how they grow their relationships with themselves. As long as you are not hurting someone else or hurting yourself, then I don't have the right to judge you. I will say that like I said, I'm a Christian, and so I do tarot reading, and that's very unorthodox. I've had friends who have seemingly been talking about me behind my back. I mean, last year was the year of betrayal for me. I mean, I was getting phone calls, letting me know that so and so was talking about me, saying this about me, people unfollowing me, but no one ever tried to truly get to understand my practice or why I was doing that. But that's how people are. People are really, really judgmental. And that's not how I am, though. That's not how I love people. You know what I mean? That's not how I show up. And
I think that's what it was. I personally I'm not that deep on. I'm like you. I'm very non-judgmental. If it's something that I don't understand,
You seek
okay,
understanding.
but
You get understanding about it. You get wisdom. You know what I mean?
like it's
Are you?
or it's just not for me to understand because it's not me. And I think that's what bothered. Again, I don't give a
Yeah,
damn
yeah.
what she's talking about. Her opinion. But I saw how enraged people got about it, and they started
Yeah,
making these
because I
think
think
pieces.
that we want to argue about something all the time. But like I said, this is people say this stuff all the time. B Simone is always getting
Why would you
online and
use your
saying stuff
platform like that? That's
because people
weird.
can use
I
their
think that's
platform to
what's
say,
weird.
but because people can have the right to use their platform how they want to use their platform. Like I said, she is not saying anything different than other Christians have already said. I think again, that's why you got to go back into like loving yourself. So again, with me doing tarot reading and all these people who have stopped supporting me, who have stopped following my ministry, and I've been in ministry since I was a teenager, and but what they don't understand is that one of the reasons why I start pulling cards because a lot of Christian women like tarot readings. And so I have created a safer space for these oracle readings or these tarot readings and things like that. Do I do it all the time? No, but if somebody wants one, I have a gift. God has given me a gift, and I can prophesy without pulling a card too. God has given me a gift. Have a conversation with me. Okay. So therefore, I think that I don't think that she was. I mean, I'm not gonna say that she wasn't trying to be attacky because people do be attacking other people. Like people get on social media and just attack
I'ma
people all the
just
time.
say
But
this.
when you get
I don't care
when
who.
you are comfortable with who you are and whose you are, you ain't got to get online and attack nobody. But I do think that we should learn to just keep scrolling. Because why are you getting outraged? She's not saying nothing different than what
And why do
people
we
say
fucking
all
care
the
what she
time.
has? Why? Why do we care what
Yeah.
she has?
Yeah.
And
But you have
me,
the right
to
to get
me,
to
it's
know
a lot
yourself
of
and God how you want to.
hip. I try. One thing I try not to do is to say hypocritical things. One thing I try not to do is make anybody who's different feel
Mhm.
like you might be a little different, but that don't mean we don't have a common ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so like just blasting like that, and again, who cares? I didn't care,
Yeah.
but I
No, but
thought
I think that's
about
a
it.
really good question though, because a lot of people, you're not the first. I've had clients come to me and say like, how do you feel about tarot reading? How do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? And I want people to be comfortable in making decisions that um honor them in the season that they're in. I don't know what your walk talking relationship is like with God. I don't get the place to judge it. Like I don't get to tell you how you should live your life. I can tell you that there's a lot of people behind that pulpit that's just as evil. Okay. I can tell you that there's a lot of people through them church doors that's just as evil. So I don't get in the mix of the blanket statements that people like to throw out are harming people and all that kind of stuff. I can say a whole lot when it comes to Christianity and how they try to bully people into believing in God. I don't think that's the right way to get people to Christ. But I also think that we got to learn how to quit, keep scrolling and not getting so outraged about things that's she not the first person to say it, she ain't gonna be the last person to say it.
Right, right. Yeah, I just was wondering about that, and she's not. I did like I said. I wonder what I I wonder what made her feel so strong because she said at the beginning, I might get some flack. This might be controversial. Somebody not gonna like what I say, but this is what I'm gonna say. So it's like you already knew.
Yeah.
That's what's weird to me. It's like
Mm-hmm.
You already knew that it could have that effect. And again, when it comes down to social media,
Mm-hmm.
everywhere you look, there's a comment section. On this live, there's a comment section for
Mm-hmm.
people to comment. When they post the news, it's a comment section. We used to didn't know what everybody felt, every single person felt about
Mm-hmm.
something. You know, it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't put there for them to speak their piece. But
Mm-hmm.
now it is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I mean, I'm pretty sure, I'm just assuming she knew that what was gonna
Yeah.
come. And so like even with me, when I post content, and again, I'm pretty like my whole thing is I wanna bring I wanna bring that love, that fun, that acceptance, inclusion. That's why I say when we do the Bigfine toast, like if you want to drink water, juice, just
Mm-hmm.
kind of let me know what vibe we on, so I can, because it's all inclusive. Like I would
Mm-hmm.
hate for somebody to come here and I'd be like, yeah, we're gonna take a toast, so you gotta have to drink something.
Right, right,
That's just
right.
what we do.
Yeah.
No, I don't care if it's water or whatever. We're gonna take a toast because it's ceremonial
Yeah.
for me to
Yeah.
start the live this way.
Yeah. I feel like, so she's a I don't understand when Christians say, that they want like-minded friends and da 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 blah 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 blah, but you're supposed to be leading people to Christ. Jesus was talking to everybody. He sure was talking to that woman at the well, and y'all wasn't supposed to be talking to her, but he saved her. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I have friends from all different backgrounds. Some of the best conversations I have is with one of my best friends from high school. She's Muslim. We have the best conversations about God every time we talk. We'll be on the phone for hours. We pray together, okay? And yes, we have different beliefs. Yes, we see the world differently, but our bond is unbreakable because we accept each other, and that's the love of Christ. That's what God would do. That's what Jesus would do. And so, like, I think about there's a young lady that I've known for quite some time, and I talk about, when you talk to Courtney, I'm gonna talk about God. I can't help it because I love God a whole lot. God saved my life. God has carried me through so much. Without God, I am nothing. And so, and I can proudly and boldly proclaim that, right? And so, but there was this young lady that stopped having a relationship with God, self-proclaimed atheist, don't believe in God or anymore. And I remember one day she said to me, Courtney, the way that you talk about God has made me want to revisit a relationship with God. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so when other Christians are like, I'm only hanging with people that look like me and talk like me, that's fine. Do your thing. I'm loving each and everybody for who you are and right where you at. So, like, everybody has the right to show up in this world how they want to show up in this world. I people, may the Lord bless and keep people. It was harmful for her to get on there and do that, but I think, again, it was even more harmful for us
To even
crashing
like,
out about
cause who is she?
it,
Why
responding
do we
to
give
it.
a? Why do we care? Why do we care? Like, who is she? She is. I'm not saying she ain't nobody, but I mean, I don't know you. I don't care about your friendship. I'm gonna get up and check my horoscope when I want to. I'm gonna get a reading when I want to. I'm very intuitive. I when I read things, I can take it, I can process it, and I can almost like vision. Like I feel like I'm clairvoyant a little bit. It's not that
Mm-hmm,
so Raven would have those like visions.
mm-hmm.
Okay, like I have visions. Now they not like hers. They don't come, but I feel like when I can see things,
Mm-hmm,
there's a chance of it being real when I can vision things. I'm very visionary. We was talking about the vision board.
mm-hmm,
That the art, I don't. But in my head, like I can see things. I see things for other people, and then it literally happens. And I thought about some. I'm gonna tap in with somebody when I get done because I was kind of thinking how I visioned something for them, and now it's happening. Not exactly the exact way that I visioned it, but it's happening and it's happening. And I saw this for them and then they didn't see it. And I told them like that's gonna happen. And it's like we be so, to go back to kind of what we were saying at the beginning of the live, we be so much focused on thinking we don't see the result that
Mm-hmm.
we don't really realize when we have gotten
Mm-hmm.
to a certain spot. One of my goals for last year was to not live in an apartment that I was living in anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I moved in May, and I just brought the new year in my new apartment, or new. Well, it's not really new anymore, but um, I didn't realize how I had actually hit that goal and was starting my life off
Mm-hmm.
differently than I started my life off last year. It's like when you're focusing on yourself and not focusing on what other people doing, if
Mm-hmm.
they reading a horoscope or whatever the hell she got a
Mm-hmm.
whatever the hell she got an issue with people doing, we just focusing on ourselves. Like we really do get to those places. So, um, yeah, that was my bonus question. Bringing up B
Yeah.
Simone.
But be mindful of the company that you keep, though. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. You know what I mean? So if that lady got on a public platform and said, if you read a horoscope, she don't want to be your friend. Don't try to be that lady
Okay,
friend. You
so let
understand
me
what I'm
talk
saying,
about
sis?
I read my horoscope, and it's just, and
But
again,
you will
she ain't
never
my
catch
cup
me
of tea.
telling
No,
some, oh, you read your horoscope, so we can't be friends. Oh, you read your horoscope, so I'm not gonna
that's
pray for you.
so
That's
weird
crazy.
to
That's
say.
crazy
That's
to me.
weird. That is weird. That is weird.
But that's
That's
how a lot of
weird, and
Christians
it's not
operate.
just that. It's so much. Again, that does, because we're not gonna get on this conversation, but
Yeah.
that does happen a lot in religion,
Mm-hmm.
and I know firsthand. My mom's side of the family is Jehovah's Witnesses, so our family has always been so divided
Mm-hmm.
by religion because
Mm-hmm.
that is a religion where when you are not following the church or the
Mm-hmm.
kingdom hall, they disfellowship you. And when they disfellowship you,
Mm-hmm.
your family not even talking to you. Your family not dealing with you like that.
Mm-hmm.
When my granny passed away, I had cousins and family members that wasn't even able to come to her funeral because it was in the kingdom hall. They had been disfellowship. Now it was also us family that had never been baptized into the religion like myself, where it was no issue. But
Mm-hmm.
for those who had been disfellowshipped
Mm-hmm.
from the actual church or from the kingdom hall, they weren't even able to see they grandma, the matriarch of our family,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, be baptized. I mean, not baptized, buried, or
Mm-hmm.
have her funeral. We don't get together the way family should. I got a big family. My grandmama had 14 children. Okay, and all
Mm-hmm.
of which I think 12 was still living when she passed away. So we had a big family. She had like 32 grandkids. I'm like number 30
Mm-hmm.
of the grandkids. So it's a lot of us and big family, but we're not family like that. And it's because of religion. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have I don't know the big family reunions. I don't know the big anything just because of how that religion separated us. Because if you're not doing what they, want you to do, then they're not dealing with you at all.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'm not gonna get.
But you know what? I think, I know we're wrapping up and stuff, but when we think about goal setting and we think about crashing out and we think about, those are things that we have, again, our trauma and stuff. And so a lot of us have religious trauma. And so that's another reason why we should give ourselves grace and give ourselves kindness when we are addressing these goals. And so that we are learning something new, because we're unlearning, we're learning, relearning, So we gotta like give ourselves time, you know what I mean? And so again, I think it is a really, really great question. I think it does tie into things that we were talking about, because that can also hinder our goal setting. That can also be the reason why we're crashing out so much, because we are trying to perform, you know what I mean? And we're hiding so much of ourselves from the world and other people, and then boom, we're snapping. And then again, like I said, you know, it's okay to be upset. It's okay to get angry, but some of us just go too far. Some of us don't know when to stop. Some of us don't even apologize or get the opportunity to apologize, because we've just crashed out so much. And I think that, you know, religion plays a part in that. And so when we're looking at our goals and stuff, I mean, I think that if we are having a hard time with changing and addressing our goals, maybe we need to start there and say, okay, what is my hindrance when it comes to actually completing a goal? Am I giving myself too many goals? Am I trying to be too perfect? Am I talking to myself how my mama and daddy used to talk to me, like, you know? So it's not, like, again, change takes time and change is hard. It's not easy to do. And I think when we give ourselves some grace and kindness, then we are likely to achieve our goals just a little bit better.
Period.
Yeah. Period.
Well, y'all heard it here, y'all. We're going to give ourselves some grace. We're going to set realistic goals, whether it's only one. If you accomplish it, you accomplish something. Like and that is, and I'm glad we talked about this, because again, like I said, I planned for this before I knew I was going to need it the way I needed it. And find a human being and use inedible. I heard that, EPEC.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we planned for this before I even knew I needed it. We just gonna take one step at a time. And I feel like, honestly, this is I don't know once we end this live, but I feel like this live has had the most viewers that I've had, simply because things you need are not always in the places you think they're gonna be.
Yeah.
Uh, we talk a lot of shit. You know, I have a lot of fun. This all started from me going live on TikTok. Boom, no it didn't. It started from me going live on another app. And that app had more of a man and woman. It was more like it almost had like a dating
Mm-hmm.
concept
Mm-hmm.
behind it. So when I would go live, I didn't want anybody to like think I was just putting myself out there for the niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they always be like, what is your live about? Give your live a title. So I was just like, just bullshit with Bigfine. You know, I just wanted to let I ain't on too much of nothing. Too much of nothing ain't on me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just bullshitting. And though it would be mostly men that would come in, I would always get like wow, I love you, you funny, you cool, you know, this type of thing. Now I had to get off that app. It was pandemic time. I had to get off that app. But when I got on TikTok and finally started going live, and I had a different audience, male and female, and could actually connect with people the way I really do, I just came up with bullshit with Bigfine. That's just what I was doing with my live. And earlier this year, I mean last year, this gonna be my last story. Okay, this is gonna be my last story. But last year, I started bullshitting with Bigfine Live on Instagram. My
Mm-hmm.
thought process was to bring it to Instagram because here I could have guests. On TikTok, you have to have like 1,000 followers to be able to go live. So I felt like that was kind of limiting me, and also TikTok limits how you can things you can say or kind of do when you're live or whatever. So I was bringing it here, but I don't know if I was ready.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of felt rushed. I don't know from where or what it was coming from, but I felt kind of rushed. But I came here and I tried to do this,
Mm-hmm.
and it just wasn't coming together right. And when I would go live with my guests, and I only had like 2 guests or whatever, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I have a whole list of questions to ask them like I was a reporter or something. And it'd just be like, it just didn't feel natural. And I didn't know how to get other people. I didn't know how to get other guests. And it just wasn't working for me like that. And I, I dropped it. I kind of dropped it. I said, my whole thing was like, I pick it back up. But in my head, I didn't like it. Like, what I was thinking I could do did not translate the way I wanted it to. And I was like, I just don't think hosting or doing a podcast, and I don't think that's for me. But timing and giving yourself grace and doing things when you feel ready, I started losing my love for content creating, and I just felt like I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't growing. I hit a stagnant point to where I wasn't getting any new followers and all of that stuff. So I was just like, what is going on? What am I missing? And I was like, I'm no longer chasing my passions. I'm no longer following my passion. So boom, I felt inspired. I started bullshitting with Bigfine again. And it's like now it's like I feel like I'm in my zone with my platform. I feel like it's so much more natural, so much more comfortable. My thing is to offer live engagement because sometimes it's people, artists, business owners who have these platforms that their followers don't know them. And again, I started going live on TikTok and I built my following that way. I've never gone viral over there, but I would go live and just talk. And I mean, I had several people from my TikTok over here, Misfit, Lex. I saw some other people come through earlier. We just kind of build like a non-judgmental, fun place to just kind of just like vibe out. And now it's like I'm starting to grow in this, and I saw an opportunity to invite you here because we're going live. We can give this to people live. Like, even you can either bullshit with Bigfine and get your mind right. Like we're gonna do it. So every time at the end of live, I'm thanking my guests. I thank you so much for coming to even just taking me serious, because I am serious. I'm on a journey. It's finally starting to shape the way it should, because I'm letting it be on more of a timing type of thing. That's why I said before I even knew I needed this, I had already started putting it into place. We had already set the ninth when it could have been the second. But last week on the second, my guests canceled on me and everything, but I kept on to my journey until we got here. And I don't know what I don't know what's coming next week. But I'm gonna stay on the journey, and I thank you so much. What the hell is a cubby sweet dreams?
It's a lot happening in the comments.
Misfit, you got the moderator. You got the moderator. You could have been
It's a lot
that
happening in the
legendary.
comments. Look, this something I want to say to you and just to anybody who watches this too is like, don't give up. If you something that my pastor that I grew up with has always said, if you give up, if you quit, you'll never see what the end is going to be. And so I think that is one of the reasons why out of everything I've been through in life, I've never gave up, because you just never know when you're going to hit that goal. by not giving up. But I think the other thing is when you are your authentic self, you have created a platform where you can be your authentic self. The time of it, your setup, how you change like your lives really be, but like this is not the first live of yours that I've been in. I've been in your lives before, and I think that you are hilarious. I think that y'all have really, really good conversations. I love to see you shining because I do know you, and I do know and I have watched you grow just like you have watched me grow, right? So it's really, really beautiful to see you shining and being your authentic self. And so when we are also our authentic self, that's why I'm going to be who I'm going to be, because I know that God has rooms for me just because I'm my authentic self. And so God has rooms for you just because you're your authentic self. God has guests for you just because you're your authentic self. And so BSing with Bigfine, we just never know where it's going to go from here. We may be on Revolt TV, but in a couple years, you know what I mean? You just never know because you are being your authentic self. So continue to be you. Continue to set your platform for you, and continue to do your guests how you want to do your guests. You didn't change the time for me. I love asking you 10 o'clock. All right, Auntie finna come. I'm tired, but I'm coming. I love that though. That's how we're supposed to be. And so keep living and thriving and being who God has called you to be. There's nothing about you that needs to change besides continuing to grow and evolve and become a better version of yourself and the goals that you have for yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Girl,
Thank you. I appreciate
very,
it.
very,
Thank
very,
you. Yes.
very, very proud of you.
Well, Courtney, I'm going to go and let you go. Um, we normally do only an hour, and the only reason I want to stop it because when I put this on my YouTube, it's going to be so hard for me to
Yeah.
get this
Get
long.
it down with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But thank you so much again. Hopefully we'll get to do something again in the
Yeah,
future.
absolutely.
Um, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Misfit, thank you for sticking around. Y'all, thank y'all so much. I love y'all. Y'all know y'all catch me on TikTok tonight. So, boom.
I make
All
hope
right.
to enjoy you.
All right, we're gonna go.
Bye, y'all. Thank
Bye.
you.